All right, my friend, today we're going to talk about something intimate, but we're going to approach it in a way that's mature, respectful, and grounded in real psychology, not fantasy, not performance, and definitely not unrealistic expectations. You may have heard bold promises about making her climax in a specific number of minutes. Let's start by resetting that idea. Pleasure isn't a stopwatch competition. It's a nervous system experience. When you understand that, everything changes. Here's the honest truth. Many women approach oral intimacy with mixed expectations, not because they don't enjoy it, but because their past experiences have been inconsistent. Some partners rush. Some copy what they've seen online. Some focus too intensely on one spot without paying attention to her overall response. The biggest mistake men make is treating this like a technique problem instead of an awareness problem. When you're going down on her, your number one job isn't speed. It's attunement. Her body gives constant feedback. If she becomes very quiet, stiff, or disengaged, that's information. It may mean the pressure is off, the rhythm is repetitive, or she doesn't feel fully relaxed. On the other hand, if her breathing deepens, her hips respond naturally, or she becomes more expressive, that's alignment. That's your signal that her nervous system is engaged. Another common mistake is hyperfocusing on one sensitive area without building context. Yes, the clitoral area is highly sensitive, but sensitivity does not always equal readiness. The female arousal system responds best to gradual buildup. Think of it like warming up before exercise. If you apply intensity too soon, the body can tense instead of open. Start with broader, slower contact. Light, steady movements that allow her to relax. Rhythm matters more than speed. Consistency allows her body to anticipate sensation. And anticipation is one of the strongest amplifiers of pleasure. Variation is powerful, but only when it's intentional. Switching between softer and firmer pressure, or alternating between focused stimulation and surrounding areas, can create contrast. The brain responds strongly to contrast because it sharpens perception. But random, chaotic movement feels disconnected. Controlled variation feels exciting. Here's something important. If you find a rhythm that clearly works, meaning her body responds positively, don't abruptly stop. Many people make the mistake of changing technique the moment they see progress. When her body is building momentum, steadiness is key. Consistency allows that wave of sensation to grow. Breathing synchronization is another underrated factor. If your breathing is rushed or tense, she can subconsciously feel it. If your breathing is calm and steady, it helps regulate the moment. Calm presence increases trust, and trust increases relaxation. Relaxation increases pleasure. Also remember, intimacy is mental as much as physical. Soft verbal reassurance, gentle affirmation, or simply letting her know you enjoy being there can deepen connection. When her mind feels safe and appreciated, her body follows. Now let's talk about the 3-minute idea. For some women, intense pleasure can happen quickly when everything aligns. Emotional comfort, physical sensitivity, and strong attunement. For others, it takes longer. The goal isn't a timer. The goal is engagement. If you're focused on proving something, she may feel that pressure. If you're focused on sharing the experience, she feels included. There's a huge psychological difference between performing and participating. Here's a question to reflect on. Are you paying more attention to what you're doing, or to how she's responding? Great lovers aren't memorizing techniques. They're reading feedback. And finally, remember this. Intimacy is cooperative. Encouraging open communication about what feels good builds confidence for both of you. When she feels heard, her body becomes more expressive. So instead of chasing a promise of speed, focus on presence. Slow down. Stay curious. Build rhythm. Notice her cues. Maintain what works. And approach the experience as something shared, not achieved. Because when attention, variation, emotional safety, and steady rhythm come together, pleasure flows more naturally. Not because of a magic trick, but because you created the right conditions. And that's what truly makes the difference.